My teacher gave me an F for writing too well. Then my dad's email changed everything. Mrs. Chen slapped my essay onto my desk so hard the pages bent. A giant red F covered the top. Then she said it loud enough for the whole room to hear. "This is AI generated, Marcus. No sophomore writes like this." My face went hot. 28 kids turned to look at me. I'd spent a week on that essay. It was about my dad's deployment in Afghanistan, the calls we had late at night, the letters he mailed home, and what it felt like to miss him on birthdays and holidays. None of it was fake. "Mrs. Chen, it's real," I said. My voice shook. "My dad told me those stories. I have his letters." I reached for my phone, but she cut me off. "Put that away. You're not performing your way out of this." A few kids twisted around in their seats. Jake looked down. Sarah frowned at me like I'd actually cheated. Mrs. Chen said the writing was too polished, too mature, too good for someone my age. She said I had obviously used ChatGPT or something like it, then told me I was getting a 0 for academic dishonesty, and she was reporting me to the office. After that, I barely heard the rest of class. My essay sat on my desk like evidence. Every whisper felt like it was about me. At lunch, I heard one kid ask if I really got caught cheating. By the time I got home, I was angry, embarrassed, and trying not to cry. I kept rereading the essay, looking for some reason this had happened. That night, my dad called from Kandahar for our weekly check-in. I almost didn't answer. The second he heard my voice, he knew something was wrong. So I told him everything. I told him how I'd written about the family he once shared food with, the kids he tried to help, and the stories he trusted me with. I told him Mrs. Chen said I couldn't possibly have written it myself. He didn't interrupt once. When I finished, the line went quiet. Then his voice changed. It got calm in that hard way that meant he was angry. "Send me her email address," he said. "And the principal's too." "Dad, you don't have to," I said. "Marcus," he said, sounding more like a commander than my father. "Send it." So I did. I sent the addresses, my essay, and photos of his letters. I even sent an old picture of me sitting next to him at the kitchen table when I was 9, while he made me rewrite weak sentences. He'd been pushing me to write better for years. The next morning, I walked into English class expecting more stares. Instead, something felt off. Mrs. Chen kept checking her computer. About 10 minutes into class, a new email popped up. She opened it, and all the color drained out of her face. She scrolled to the top, read it again, then gripped her desk so hard her knuckles went white. For the first time, she looked scared. She kept trying to teach, but her voice kept catching. Right before the bell, she looked at me and said, "Marcus, please stay after class." Everybody heard it. A few kids glanced back at me on their way out. When the room was empty, she shut the door and turned her laptop toward me. At the top was official Army letterhead with my dad's full name and rank, Colonel Marcus Thompson Sr. Under that was an email so calm and professional, it somehow hit even harder. He wrote that he'd been helping me build my writing skills since I was 7. He listed the books he gave me, the drills he made me do, and the calls where he had me read my work out loud until it sounded right. He explained that the essay came straight from his own experiences and the letters he'd sent home. Then he wrote that publicly accusing a student of cheating without proof was reckless, humiliating, and unacceptable. My eyes dropped to the CC line, and my jaw almost hit the floor. The principal was there. The superintendent was there. School board members were there too. Mrs. Chen folded her hands and said, barely above a whisper, "I didn't realize your father was a colonel." I looked at her and said, "That shouldn't matter." She flinched. 10 minutes later, I was in Principal Rodriguez's office with my essay, and my dad's letters spread across his desk. He asked me a few questions about details in the paper, and I answered every one without even thinking. He read the email again, nodded once, and told me to go back to class after lunch. When I walked into English, everybody was already seated. Mrs. Chen stood at the front holding my paper. Her face was tight and pale. The second bell rang, and she took a breath. "Yesterday, I accused Marcus of submitting AI-generated work," she said. The room went silent. "I was wrong. His essay was original. His grade is being changed to an A+ immediately. I also want to apologize for embarrassing him in front of the class." Nobody moved. Sarah stared at Mrs. Chen, then at me. Jake leaned back in his chair with his mouth open. Mrs. Chen walked over, placed the essay on my desk, and this time the red F was gone. Now some classmates are saying I got her in trouble. Was I wrong?